Hey everybody, how you doing? Dashin Dave here again. Please click that subscribe button and hit that like button. Thank you very much. Alright, it's Monday, December 26th, the day after Christmas. I have not worked for 4 days. We had that blizzard and bad wind chill temperatures and I didn't go out. Doordash was shut down for about 36 hours. Interstate 35 was shut down for about 2 days. It was a mess here. It was butt-screaming cold. I was going to come out yesterday on Christmas Day for just a couple hours to see what was hitting. I heard that basically it was Village Inn and Perkins were one of the two main restaurants that were open for a few hours on Christmas Day. But then I heard through the grapevine from another Dasher that Perkins was open, but they were not providing delivery service. So they were out. It was Erica. She was out from 9 to 11, had nothing. I was checking the heat map through the day yesterday. It was cool gray for most of the time, but once or twice it got a little pink, and there was even $1 incentive pay there. And there we got two in the ditch, paired up. Okay, so what's today going to hold? Of course, and then also yesterday, Sunday, I don't know if Walmart was open or not, but Spark was not delivering yesterday in my market. We got a text message indicating that. So, roads are, 100% covered here. It's been pretty bad the last 4 days, but they're getting everything cleaned up. It is 7 degrees above right now. Pretty balmy out here compared to 30, 40 below wind chill. Man, I tell you what, you get out into that in just literally seconds, it hurts, on the face and the hands and everything, it hurts. Okay, so what's today going to hold? I imagine there's going to be a lot of Spark deliveries. The more I get into this Spark and the more it gets cold, I'm guessing, is these people want something for nothing. There's several names that I've already, put on a list that always have water, third floor. They don't tip. It's just the base pay, whatever that is for the size of the order. $7 for, and this is not shop and deliver. This is just pick up and deliver. And it's like, what? My gosh, I'm not going to drive all the way across town, pick up your order, hump it up 3 flights of stairs for $7. It just ain't happening. So we'll see what today holds. Might not be out here too long. It all depends on what the market's going to give us. All right, it's right at 10 o'clock, 2 hours in. We're at $47, so $23.50 an hour. Not too bad, given the really bad orders that we had. A couple of them come across from Doordash. I mean, my God, it just snowed last night. It's right after Christmas, and 275, 7 miles across town. Oh, miserable people, miserable people. Did that one Spark grocery delivery, and I took that up to the North Grand Mall. Or I had taken an order from Panera up to the North Grand Mall area. That one came across, so I decided to do it because it kind of brought me back in. And I did do that one $3.75 tropical smoothie because I kind of wanted to get back down in the Duff Zone, and it was literally 2 or 3 blocks away. So I went ahead and took that one. Had a couple inches of snow last night, like I said. The plows are just now getting out on the streets. Streets are actually pretty bad because of the buildup of snow, and some of the corners, like at Lincoln Way and Grand, that I've taken twice now, just, nice and slow making the corner, and the rear end comes around because underneath the snow, it is just like ice. Well, it is ice. All right, so it's a beautiful looking day. It is 4 degrees. We've gone down a few degrees. That usually happens when the sun comes up. But so far, so good. Not working 4 days yesterday is going to put me behind just a little bit on the old revenue gathering, but we'll make it up. We'll make it up. Well, it's 10 o'clock, so I've got my Spark set to shut off right about now, and it is. So, because we're not that there's going to be any good chance of a catering job about this time, but the customer demand arrow was kind of small at 10 o'clock on the Spark app. So we'll just focus on the food app. Uber has been just quiet as a mouse. I've had 1 or 2 come through that, I just couldn't take. There was one that I might have taken, but I was already on another run. So anyway, we'll just keep on plugging on. It feels good to get back out here. 4 days of just sitting around watching TV, eating. Ugh. It was fun, but need to get back out. All right, a little bit ago, I had mentioned that, you know, it's pretty slick in the intersections and they haven't plowed the whole town and everything. A little bit ago, something happened here in Speedwagon that I'd never felt before. He has RST or RCS or whatever it's called, and when I looked that up after I bought Speedwagon, it's an anti-rollover protection program feature. And what it does is when the computer senses some yaw and momentum that suggests that the rig could be, you know, ready to roll over or something like that, it uses the anti-lock brakes and the traction control on individual corners in order to upset the apple cart of the rollover, okay? Only within, you know, certain parameters, I'm sure. Well, I felt that a couple times when I went around a corner, like at literally 2 miles an hour in four-wheel drive, and I got into that ice underneath the slush, and it was just complete loss of control because, I mean, it was just like grease on a mirror. I mean, it's ice, okay? And in the one case, I can't remember which way I was turning, the left rear brake locked up, okay? And I thought that was really interesting, and I knew immediately, and it was like, woo, you know, I had no more power, no more momentum. And this is different than the traction control that throttles back the engine when your tires are spinning for the traction control, okay? So it was just really weird, and like I said, I could tell it was on the left rear and kind of, you know, skewed the vehicle to the right. Now, I wasn't yawing, but maybe something in the skid in that split second, if you will, triggered that. Because as far as the traction control goes on Speedwagon, being a 2007, he doesn't have any of that traction control that helps stabilize the car. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the newer models do. It's just to prevent the tire from spinning. So anyway, I thought that was a really weird feeling, and it was like, okay, I bet you that's what that was with there. It wasn't a traction control, it was the anti-rollover control. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. All right, V gets it. 13 1/4 to deliver pizza and wings across town. I'm guessing they're one of those that don't do this very often. It's the day after Christmas. Hey, let's get some Little Caesars and some wings. Very good tip. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, it's straight up noon, sitting at 88 bucks, just a little over 20 per hour. That's always a good sign. Got this $11 plus from Szechuan House all the way out here on West Ames. It's going to go all the way to Southeast Ames, but it gets me back into the Duff Zone, which is where I've been bouncing around. I think I've been back and forth across town about 5-7 times now, but the orders have been kind of worth it, if you know what I mean, with the mileage. So yeah, today we're just kind of chasing the money instead of staying in the Duff Zone, and now we're going back to the Duff Zone. I turned Spark back on. This hour's bar is pretty tall, then the 1 o'clock bar is pretty short, then the 2 o'clock bar comes back up. So we'll just keep playing the game. Uber, dead quiet, dead quiet. I've had one or two, but I couldn't take them, even that they were worthwhile to taking because I was on, you know, a Doordash going in the opposite direction. So no twofers yet. But otherwise, Uber, just dead quiet. All right, it's about 1:30. We're sitting at about $23 an hour. Been a pretty good few hours, really, for right after Christmas Day. Had a lot of poor orders, but the good ones were really, really good. So, got to go get gas. Then I think I'm going to go home, snow blow what little sidewalk I've got, and we're going to call it a day. All right, so we got Speedwagon filled up, and it was about a quarter till or so, 1:45, and then the sparks started hitting that hit around that time that I've noticed, and several of them, well, one of them was, I believe, 14 deliveries, about 50 bucks, 48 bucks, 14 deliveries, and I thought, ooh, is that going to Nevada? No, it was not. number one, it was starting all the way up at the North Grand Walmart. I was, 6 miles south of that at Sam's Club, and it was ending up in Huxley. I asked one of the guys, I said, it doesn't seem to make sense how this, you'd think that the Huxley ones would originate in the South Walmart. And he says, I haven't really figured it out either, except maybe when people place orders, it's what they have in stock versus what we have in stock. And I said, okay, that makes sense. So anyway, yeah, that one, I considered it for a half a minute, then I thought, I want to get home. Got to hit the grocery store, get home, do a little snow blowing maybe. We are going to be in the 40-degree temperature range in about 2 days here, so a lot of this will be gone, and even some rain. Speedwagon looks like shit. I took some pictures, so tomorrow morning before we leave town, I may run him through the car wash. All right, boy, we got some cars. I see the tow ban has now been lifted, apparently. They're pulling cars and trucks out of the ditches. There's a truck right there, got in quite deep, and another little car. But anyway, so yeah, those multiple deliveries that hit around 2 that either end up in Huxley, which is okay, or preferably Nevada. Gonna have to keep an eye on those.
A few moments later.
Alright guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you can take something from this video and put it to use for yourself. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and hope to see you next time.